Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Taste of Reality. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, reviewing Love is Blind Season 2, Episode 7. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. I'm pretty positive I'm going to hit 15K subscribers today. How about the journey to 20K? I feel like we could do it. I feel like we could do it. There's a lot of y'all here. I know y'all love what I'm giving. I love what you're giving. Let's help each other out. So we're still on the beach for a little bit. Salvador pulls Jared aside. Salvador, baby. Oh my gosh. And he opens up about the tiffs he's had with Mallory. And Jared's like, Merp, can't relate.
It's not always happiness. It's not always like rainbows and whatnot. So. But I feel like that's what it's about.
Ayanna and I have not had one. From Mexico to now, like there's been nothing. We've been on the same page this entire time.
It's good, man.
I actually like that he did that. And this episode was, dare I say, Jared may have won me over. If Mallory was never a factor, I feel like I would have appreciated Jared and Ayanna's story more. Because in this episode, I was really seeing a different side of him that I appreciated, but I was holding on to what happened in the pods. But yeah, they're having a conversation and he's like, listen, everything's copacetic over here. I don't know what you're talking about. And it's bad for Sal to be airing out his business like that. Like, keep y'all's marital issues within your marriage. I know they're not married yet, but you know what I'm saying. The ring comes up again and he says that he wasn't trying to throw shade. Now, Jared, you knew exactly what you were doing with the ring comment.
I mean, I said it jokingly because I know that she wanted a gold ring, but, you know, I wasn't trying to throw shade or anything. Like, you know how I am. You know I joke all the fucking time. Like, it was nothing where I was like, you know what, see, I would have got you this or I would have did that. Like, that was never a thing.
Ultimately, he wished them well and went about his way. Shane has now left Shayna and went to talk to Natalie about everything that they talked about. And she starts to question, is that what happened? I'm forgetting what happened. He starts to question Natalie's intentions.
Is there something else that I'm missing or like what here, I guess? I don't know. I'm asking you that question because like, I know I'm not calling you out. I'm just wondering why she would say that. I'm just like...
I've never talked to her about us, but only that we're really, really good. So that'd be crazy.
We'll be crazy.
We were a fraud couple.
Do you think we're a fraud couple?
Not gonna lie to you, I don't remember this conversation, but it's clearly in my notes, so obviously it happened. Interesting. We're gonna move on. Back to Nick and Danielle. Nick shows her his apartment, and he's clearly very meticulous about things. Everything has its place. Everything is alphabetized. It's clean and pristine, which is a foreshadowing of how he's going to take in her apartment, but we're going to table that for the moment. They're both nervous about meeting Nick's family. It's his mom and his sisters, and rightfully so, because they are so cold.
If I were to bring up kids with a guy on a third date, he'd be like, whoa, but like, you know, we're both like wanting that.
The mom is clearly very pessimistic about the relationship, and to make matters worse, they expose that Nick is very particular. He likes things done a certain way. I think they use the term anal retentive. He's just that kind of, to me, it makes it seem like he's a person who, if one thing goes wrong, relationship's over, we're done. I think the mom even said she was surprised that he even found somebody to marry. Well, that's not a good sign. The one sister is adamant on poking holes in the relationship. And I actually enjoyed watching her do that because up until this point, I feel like Nick and Danielle haven't actually picked at their relationship to look for the flaws. They're kind of brushing over when they have issues. They're glossing over the insecurities that have been brought up from both sides. And somebody needed to bring them back to reality.
And it's such a quick process. Like, how do you know there aren't going to be the little things that get in the way or the bigger things? Like, I know you guys talked about kids and talked about that, but like, when the honeymoon phase is over, do you guys have a big enough foundation that it's of like trust or whatever in each other that it's going to even last past that?
The sister thought Danielle was nice, but she's going to wait to see how it all happens. The whole family just seems to be like, Okay, if you're gonna go for it, I mean, that's your choice. The one sister, we didn't even see her speak at all, so who even knows where she stands? Fast forward to Danielle's apartment. It didn't surprise me at all because it is just as hectic as her personality.
When I have people who like to play the air guitar, so I have a whole set of blow-up instruments. And I made a sign that says no dancing on tables, but it didn't work.
You have a lot of clothes.
I know.
Can you please put this on? I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this.
I know there's a difference between like wearing costumes as a host and LARPing, but she reminds me of the people who LARP. She's giving me very much like, I go to Comic-Con, which is fine. It's just, she's more quirky than I expected. And I think a lot of that is finally hitting Nick. Like, she's very social. She's very out there. I mean, they broke her table. Her and her friends broke the table because they were dancing on the table. Like, she's a little hectic. And he's finally realizing, he's like, I need a moment. I need to breathe. I need to take time. And I'm like, baby, that's how you know y'all weren't having the right conversations. I don't know what the lip gloss had to do with it, but that's how you know they were not having the right conversations. Moving on to Jarrett and Ayanna, it's time to meet the family, and this man did not tell them a damn thing. He didn't give a name. He didn't say, you know, I was going on a show where at the end of it, we're going to be engaged. He didn't say that, by the way, the wedding is in a few weeks. Like, this man gave nothing.
He picked a baby. Wow, welcome to the family. Wow. Well, this is good.
Okay,
we got a date already, too?
June 7th.
Of what year?
2 weeks. Yeah.
Wow.
Thankfully for Ayanna, they embraced her with open arms. And even though they don't understand the process, they're really in favor of her. So they're happy, right? Now, I struggle to say this part because on one hand, okay, so the part I'm going to say is that Jarrett is here, like, commending the fact that she's so resilient and that's what drew him to her and stuff. And I'm like, I appreciate when somebody can acknowledge how strong you've been and all the things that you've gone through and worked through and that you've become a better person because of it. But when that becomes your character, to me, it makes me feel like they think they can put you through the ringer and you're going to be a good sport about it because you've been a good sport about so many other things. And I know that's really true in a lot of cases for Black women specifically, because that strong Black woman trope, ooh, people love to exploit it. They really love to exploit it. So I'm like, okay, I'm glad that you love that in her, but stop saying that.
What touched your heart?
Her resiliency and how strong she is as a person. And that's what kind of like drew me into her. I didn't have anything to go off of but her word. So the person that she said she was in the pods and the entire time we were dating, she's been the same person throughout. For me, the thing that really won me over for Jarrett was actually his family. Honestly, his parents are so sweet. They've been married forever. The dad's a minister. Like, they seem like the perfect family. And even the dad was getting emotional because he was saying, like, I would love to officiate your wedding and it would be my first. Ayanna is very happy that the dinner went really well, but she's concerned that her family might not be as receptive to Jarrett. I haven't seen that yet, so I'm waiting to see what she meant by that. But moving on, Jarrett goes out with his friends, and now it's really sinking into Ayanna how different their social lives are.
He says he's gonna make adjustments, but I haven't seen those adjustments yet. So it's like, okay, well, am I okay with living a life with someone who goes out all the time?
What's up, Ayanna?
Nothing.
Jarrett went out.
You like that?
I mean, it's fine.
I don't see this changing anytime soon, so Ayanna's either going to have to get with the program or see if this is something that she will be able to deal with, because I have a feeling if ever they have like tiffs, he's going to be like, I'm going to hang out with my friends instead of handling the situation. And that's not to say that's what he did in this situation. I just feel like that's something he would do. Also, I do have a negative bias towards him, so maybe I'm just looking for stuff. But yeah, we're going to move on to Salvador and Mallory. Salvador introduces her to his roommate, Caesar, and they sing. And I'm like, okay, I guess it was cute, but like, please stop.
Los corazones.
My God, you guys are so, like, seriously need to cry.
She loved it though. And she said that the moment she fell in love with him was when he sang to her. And I was like, oh, okay, sure, girl, whatever. Salvador meets Mallory's sister. Ooh, the sister was giving me the energy that I wanted, okay? He hasn't been in many long-term relationships. So the sister was concerned whether or not he was truly prepared for marriage. And he claims that he is.
You're ready for all of this madness together to be able to do this?
We learn.
You love her, Sal? Like, you can say, like, this is the person I love?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because this is really serious. Like, this is like you proposed.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what he said to try and reassure the sister. The sister was not budging. Even at the end of the conversation, they asked for her blessing and she was unable to give it. And I was like, I love an honest family member. I love an honest family member. She can see the wrongs in this relationship. And I'm so glad that she didn't coddle her sister and that she was like, this is sketch.
I would hope that we would have your blessing to move forward.
Like, blessing marriage.
Well, yes, that we have your blessing.
You know, I think it's not fair to judge on such a brief conversation. It's a big deal.
Deepti and Shake are next, and his apartment is surprisingly very beautiful. I mean, I guess I should have known because he loves, technology. He loves, being that guy. He's got a Tesla with the freaking, is it butterfly door? No, butterfly doors is out. He got his life together, okay? But yeah, his apartment is very impressive. Deepti lives at home, so she's very open to moving in with him. Deepti meets his family, and the dad killed me because all he could do was smile and nod. The entire time, this man didn't say a word. All he did was smile and nod. The mom, however, was very excited, and she was giving some really good advice to them.
Everything is never perfect, even for us now. We are 34 years married. So you're never going to be able to put each other through all the tests that you will be facing. The question is whether the other person is going to be there for you to maybe not relieve, but alleviate some of the stresses or make your life a little easy through that.
When Deepti left, Shake was talking to his mom and saying that he's kind of concerned because he isn't having that animalistic attraction that he tends to have. And I'm like, sir, okay, I mean, I get it. Because a lot of infatuation, a lot of sexual attention can die off, and you don't want to be in a marriage where you look at this person and it's like, dang, that's all we had. And past that, we have nothing. But I also don't want him to accept her just because she's such a great person. And I feel like he only wants her around because she's a good woman and not because he loves her, And the mom was even like, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm on her side.
Being very frank, I'm very much identifying with her right now more than you. And she could find someone who absolutely loves her the way she is. And she's a wonderful person.
And
she doesn't deserve someone who gives her even 0.5% less.
Again, I say I love an honest family member. I'm glad she checked him and said, listen, you got to be careful because if she wants to go and find a man who's going to appreciate her, she's going to find it. And you're going to realize you missed out on a really good partner. So shout out to Shake's mom. She's a G for that. Moving on to Natalie and Shane. They're going over the wedding plans. And this is where Shane for me was like, okay, I get that sometimes you say things wrong, but the intentions are pure.
What?
It's like a water fountain, right? And just flows out numerous tubes and whatnot, and it's just old fashions. Boom, done. Boom, old fashioned. Boom, old fashioned. Boom. All joking aside, it'd be nice because my dad loved old fashions, and it'd be nice to have something of him at that wedding. Just like something that it shows that he's like, I don't know, he's gonna be there and I'm thinking about him and all that kind of stuff.
Later on, Natalie is kind of stressed about bringing the family over, but she does. And I think she brought them to his apartment. I don't know, but it clearly wasn't her apartment. And the mom wasn't feeling it.
So we're getting married in 2 weeks.
What? I'm concerned. As a mom,
So am I.
Do you want to see the ring?
no, I don't want to see it.
The dad was willing to give the process the benefit of the doubt, to give Shane the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, they kind of left us on a cliffhanger here, and I haven't seen the rest, so I'm not quite sure how it's going to go forward. But we're going to see it together. Those who have binged, please do not spoil it for me. I know a lot of you guys are disappointed. I get that. I understand that. But let us who are behind catch up in our time. Okay? So as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.